What you're looking at is the Samsung u740 available from Verizon Wireless. While the 740 masquerades as a standard clamshell phone, you'll see that when opening it, it does not have a standard keypad. Instead, it sports a dual-hinge design that when opened sideways gives you access to a full QWERTY keyboard for enhanced messaging. The outside of the 740 features a golden exterior which lends it a nice air of class. On the front of the phone, you'll see the touch capacitance buttons. These buttons are used to control the music player from the outside of the phone. You'll also see the exterior display as well as the camera and flash. Looking at the side of the phone, you'll see the lock button as well as the volume key and access to Samsung's proprietary data port. This is somewhat important because if you want to use headphones, the only way you'll use them is by attaching this adapter to the port. Strangely, the adapter only includes a 2.5mm jack, which is not the standard headphone size. You'll have to use yet another adapter if you want to use regular headphones with the u740. Flipping the phone over to the other side, you find access to the micro SD slot as well as the voice activated calling button. Let's just take a quick second to look at the hinge. You'll notice the top of the phone is pretty beefy. Part of it remains to the bottom and the other half to the top. Opening it, you can see this large portion rotates. The phone will not twist while it is in clamshell mode. Similarly, when it's in clamshell mode, you can't open it. The hinge feels pretty solid, although after spending a few weeks with it, you'll see that there is a little bit of back and forth play in both modes. Because using the keyboard is an important part of acting with any phone, let's spend some time taking a look at how the 740 gets the job done or not. One feature you'll notice about the 740's keyboard is that the keys are very narrow. This led to many mistakes when typing out emails and messages, as we found ourselves fat fingering the wrong key. You'll also notice these humps along the corners of the keyboard. In theory, these humps are to protect the screen from hitting the keyboard. In practice, however, because the humps are higher than the nearby soft keys, the humps prevent your fingers from often accurately tapping the key you wish, and the P key especially was very difficult to reach. Another awkward feature of the keyboard on the u740 is the way the number pad is laid out. Let's check that out. If we want to type a new message, let's say, we go into the messaging menu and start a new message. Here, of course, you can add addresses directly through your contact list, or you can type in the number using the keypad here. However, the keys are oriented correctly if you're using the phone like a typical clamshell. When you're using the phone sideways, however, the way the keys are ordered doesn't change. So typing in the number becomes an unnatural experience because the number pad is facing a different direction than you're typically used to. Let's see if the phone can pass the phone scoop test. You'll see that I just made an error. That was a pretty typical experience for this phone. The key to typing messages we discovered is to type them slowly. If you take your time, make sure you find the right key, you'll get a better result every time. Initiating a text message is actually a little bit easier when the phone is in clamshell mode versus landscape mode. Because of the layout of the keypad, it makes it easier to type in the number you'd like to call. However, composing messages with the 740 in clamshell mode is extremely difficult. Given the small size of the keys and the lack of any tactile feedback of where your thumb is on the keypad, you'll find that hitting the right key when you want to is more difficult than it should be. One interesting quirk of the 740 you'll notice when trying to use it in clamshell mode. Navigating through the menu system, you'll find that most of the features work without issue. However, the Get It Now applications don't work at all with the phone open in clamshell mode. Let's say we want to watch a video. Hitting the VCast Video Store, you'll notice we got an error message. It tells us that this feature is not available unless the phone's in rotated mode. So we rotate, and what happens? It spits you back out to the home screen, meaning you have to dive through the menu selections all over again. Granted, we understand that once you get used to using this phone on a daily basis, you'll know which applications can and can't be used in which mode. In the landscape mode, however, every feature of the phone is available. Even though the u740 does have a number of quirks, it has some positive attributes as well. Call quality, for example, was excellent, and the phone retained strong connection to the network in pretty much every location we tested the phone. It also has a slim form factor. The slim form factor, which seems to be Samsung's specialty these days, goes a long way to making the phone a good option. It slips easily into your pocket, and there's no external antenna bulging out to poke you. Both speakers were nice and loud, and the vibration alert was also fairly strong. So if you're looking for a very slim phone that fits in your pocket more easily than it types messages, then perhaps the u740 is for you.